So I'm still in the pig pen today, and I'm going to make our third and final video about the pigs, and this is going to be why we chose the Kune Kunes, but why we might not want to keep them long term for the pigs on our farm. Let me explain. So I briefly talked about this in one of the previous videos, but the main reason we wanted to start with Kune Kunes is because we have no pig experience. And from everything we have read, Kune Kunes are the most calm and sweetest and most docile variety of pigs. So we thought that was a good pig variety to kind of get our feet wet and get used to the pigs, especially for the boys. We want the kids to be involved in everything we do on the farm, and I don't want them getting attacked by a big, huge pig, especially a boar. So the other thing I love about the Kune Kunes is that they are great foragers. So we actually do have a huge pig pen that we already built, which I'll show you in a later video, but our plan is to keep them in there until they're a little bit bigger. But once they get big enough and they're trained on an electric wire, we will move them in sections throughout our woods, so they will kind of eat the undergrowth and kind of naturally till it up for us, eat a lot of grubs, and they will feed themselves that way, especially in the fall. We have millions of oak trees on our property, so that supplies an endless amount of acorns for the pigs, which they love, and it also creates a really good, healthy, delicious meat. So those are the main things that we love about the pigs, is that they're very friendly and they are good foragers. But the things we don't like about them is they take longer to get to full size. From what I've heard, they take like 12 to 18 months to get them to the biggest size if you want them to have a lot of meat, because if you feed them a lot of food really fast, they're just going to gain a lot of fat by the 9-month period to process, and they're not going to have as much meat. So we want to feed them a little bit slower and let them gain the weight a little more naturally, so there's a lot of meat in the Kune Kunes. But the other thing I don't love about them is that they also just don't get as big, which is why a lot of homesteaders like them, because they're smaller and easier to manage and move around. So we're also looking at a lot of the curly tail variety pigs, like your Yorkshires. They get a lot bigger, they have a lot of meat. Those are the kind of pigs that you get a lot of that really thick, delicious bacon from. So I think long term, those are the type of pigs that I would actually want to have on our farm. But to get our feet wet, the Kune Kunes is a great option. We will show you every step of this entire process as we go through it together and as we learn everything, because we know nothing. But I do still think long term, the Kune Kunes are not going to be our forever pig. But we'll see. I might change my mind. If you have any experience with pigs or any suggestions on any or all of our thought processes and kind of what we're thinking, let us know. And of course, if you have questions, let us know also. We'll try to get those answered. But that's about it for now. One more look at these adorable pigs. I'm loving the Kune Kunes. They could not be any cuter. Happy homesteading!